A rogue Harry has been snubbed by his own father, the king, who refused to see his son when the renegade royal made a shocking visit to the UK. The monarch and his wife, Queen Camilla, just didn't want to have anything to do with Harry. Palace staffers told Harry they were too busy to see him, even after they had cancelled a 3-day visit to France. Harry also did not get to meet his older brother, future King William, who was officially on vacation with his family and way too far away from London for a family get together, even if he wanted to, which sources insist is certainly not the situation here. And it was really no coincidence that Charles and William were both unavailable when Harry showed up in Britain to take care of some legal matters, according to a high level courtier. After all the humiliations, after all the trashing that Harry heaped on his brother and his father in his book Spare, the TV interviews, and also the Netflix docuseries, of course his father and brother are avoiding him. They cannot trust him. And the courtier says that the royal snub is a pretty big slap in the face for Harry as well as Meghan. If he expected to swagger into town, meet to discuss his demands, and have Charles roll over saying whatever you and Meghan want, he was very much mistaken, according to the source. The source goes on to say, although the Duke of Sussex is invited to Charles's coronation next month, Meghan still holds the kids in LA. It's like they're holding His Majesty for ransom, but so far Charles and William aren't biting. Harry flew from his $14 million California McMansion for a hearing in London's High Court, where he has filed a lawsuit against a newspaper publisher who he claims used illegal tactics to get information about him and other celebrities too. Now, legal experts say that a public appearance certainly was not necessary, but insiders claim that Harry wanted a show, and that's why he showed up. He was offered a private entrance, but Harry decided to go through the main door with a throng of cameramen. Harry clearly wanted to be seen, says the courtier, but the palace sees his appearance as a public display of defiance. By snubbing Harry, Charles and William avoided a confrontation for now. But with the coronation looming, this family war looks set to explode. Harry and Meghan actually were informed that it's only going to be as guests if they choose to come. They're not going to get to stand on the Buckingham Palace balcony, they won't get to be a part of the coronation service, and they won't get to go to events that are limited to working royals. I mean, Harry and Meghan have abused the royal family so much, they've told so many lies for years now. They were trying to cause as much damage to the King and Queen and the Prince and Princess of Wales and the Wales children as possible. Nobody really cares if they come. Nobody wants them there. They are such an embarrassment to the monarchy and the people of the UK. They really cut off their noses to spite their faces, and they have acted so badly, including announcing titles for their invisible kids before the palace could make that official announcement. Invisibet and Archofficial are going to wonder why they're not at their grandfather's coronation, and why, if they're real and if they grow up someday, why they don't know anyone in their families other than their mother and father. Harry told lies about not going cycling with his father when he was little, not getting to enjoy time with him, even though there are multiple photos of them out riding bikes together and doing everything that Harry claimed they never got to do together. Archofficial and Invisibet, if they are real, are going to be in therapy for decades. They're going to be sitting on some solid gold therapy couches trying to figure out why they don't have any relationship with their families on either side. And I'm sure when they realize who their relatives are, they are really going to resent their parents. Meghan believes that titles and material goods are all the children really need. Harry and his kids could have been a part of the history of the UK, and they could have enjoyed a wonderful relationship with his aunt, his uncle, and cousins for decades to come. Even if Meghan and Harry tried to use Archie's birthday as an excuse for why Meghan doesn't come to the coronation, Archie and Lilibet are going to have to wonder why, at that young age, they didn't have a party on any other day, and why couldn't Meghan and Harry have taken them along to the coronation. The loss of those vital family relationships are going to be felt the most. Did they miss out on an opportunity to get to know their cousins, their aunts, their uncles, because Meghan and Harry didn't believe the way the monarchy was structured was fair to them? I mean, even the children of Prince Andrew were allowed to grow up in the family and form their own opinions about the family and the monarchy. It looks to me like Meghan and Harry's kids have lost family on both sides because they've got parents that are emotionally sick and they are not capable of compromising with anybody. The truth is, none of us grew up in perfect families. All of our families are dysfunctional in some way, shape, or form. And nobody had parents who do everything correctly. But our parents loved us deeply, and they did what they thought was best for us. They did the best they could as parents. Most people recall some important family events, including stuff like family vacations or parties, holiday dinners, or when one of our cousins or other family act badly or did something unusual or funny. We remember that our families made us feel safe and made us feel loved. I'm sure Prince Louis is going to grow up remembering when he had the case of the fidgets at the Queen's Jubilee, when he sat on his grandfather's lap and felt loved and comforted by him. He's going to understand that no matter whatever happened in his life, he had people he loved who loved him and who he could depend on to help him whenever he needed help. But Harry and Meghan's kids, again, if they're real, are going to have such a long list of people they really should have known, places they should have been, but their parents were so incredibly self absorbed and dysfunctional that they ended up losing the whole extended family on both sides. Archofficial and Invisibet can never get those years back that are being taken from them. It's not only wrong, it's also heartless and it's cruel, and it's very unusual punishment for crimes they simply never committed. Even less than perfect families can give their children guidance and love and affection. Now, maybe not every family can afford to go on fancy vacations. Maybe not every family can even afford to have a fancy birthday party, but still, they make do with what they have. So, what in the world is the excuse for Meghan and Harry? Are Archofficial and Visibet even going to be able to feel the loss, or will they just be as furious and despicable as their parents are? In other news, might a balcony appearance by Harry signal the beginning of a very long road back, or maybe even a short one? And what would William have to say about all that? After all, William and Catherine are going to be the ones who have to deal with Harry for decades after the king has already passed away and William is up there on that throne. I mean, would William be able to handle such a sign of open reconciliation this early on, so soon after all the pain of Netflix and Spare, along with the rest of the horrible saga, starting with the big red bus and Oprah in 2021, and with Meghan still waiting there in the wings? There are many questions in this saga. I don't know what's going to happen. I hope that Harry does not appear on the balcony, but I wouldn't be shocked to see him up there. I suspect the king might want that, a little bit like the Godfather. Anything the king wants on his coronation day, he is bound to get. But let's see what happens. I'm guessing you also have your opinions on this. And you, what do you think about Harry and Meghan? Please tell me what you think below in the comments section. If you preferred our video today, don't be afraid to like and share with your friends and family who would enjoy it too. And besides that, please subscribe.